So when someone's looking to start in the space, of course, with anything in life, I would always suggest starting small. But I wonder what your philosophy is if someone is like, okay, I've heard about this fasting thing through online or whatever. I want to just test what this is like, how it feels personally to me, and try to find something that works. So with all these different modalities, theories, philosophies, where would someone even begin to explore this field for themselves?
Yeah, so that's a really good question. The most frightening emails I get are, "Hey, just read your article," or "I this book is coming out soon. I'm sure I'll get more of the same. Read your book. I'm going to go do a 20-day fast." That would
Oh,
not be
goodness.
recommended. If you are going to do a prolonged fast, doing it under medical supervision is the best way to go. However, everyone, virtually everyone, I should say, according to the scientists who have done the most research in the field and the doctors who have been practicing fasting for decades in many cases, they say virtually everyone can do daily fasting. So you can do an 18-6, and it's very simple to try. You don't have to change anything about your diet. You can just eat the same stuff you're eating, just eat it in a narrower window. See what you think of it. Your point about, if, well, okay, someone does it and says, well, let me go back half a step. So it can be 18-6, but research has shown, including especially from, as you mentioned, Sachin Panda's lab, he's a scientist at the Salk Institute outside San Diego. Research has shown that you start getting benefits by narrowing your feeding window even to just 12 hours. Um, his research has found that most people in developed countries are eating food across 14, 15, even 16 hours a day, virtually every hour that they're awake. When you start narrowing your feeding window, if you go down to even as many as 12 hours, you start getting benefits. The benefits increase markedly with each hour that you add, each hour of fasting. So if 12 hours, you do 12 hours of a feeding window and that feels good to you, you might try 11, then you might try 10, then you might try 9. And it doesn't mean, move to 11 the next day. Try 12 for a week, see what you think. You like it, try 11 or 10 the next week. Your
Mm.
point is absolutely right on that. Well, if that's great, shouldn't we do maybe, there's this OMAD thing you may have heard of, 1 meal a day, OMAD, that people are doing where they cram all their food into, 1 or 2 hours a day in order to fast 22 or 23 hours. I've not seen any science to support that. I've not seen any scientist who says, absolutely, that's a grand idea. The belief is that cramming your food, whatever it is, let's say it's 2,000 calories a day into a single hour or two, it might be just too hard on your digestive system, and the benefits that you get from having that longer fast are outweighed by cramming so much of your food into so small a window.
Mm.
So the science is still developing on this point. So I couldn't tell you that scientists have decided on an ideal window, but I could tell you that most scientists who I have read their work or spoken to, interviewed, say 6 hour window or 8 hour window is probably going to be the healthiest way to go. We may be surprised and find that it's okay to go as few as 4 hours. That's possible. And the one
Mhm.
other tip, which we can get to if you want at some point, is having an earlier window, eating earlier in the day rather than a later window, turns out to be healthier.